Joining us this evening on TKO 8 Local News. No injuries were reported in a two-vehicle collision where a North Fork School District bus with 12 students on board were struck in the side of the vehicle. A report indicates the vehicle that was driven by 70-year-old Ethel Brinkman of North Fork was pulling from her driveway into onto Shed Road and struck the school bus in the side. Bus driver Dina Klatz of Jordan reported that she was traveling west on the Shed Road area when she observed the Brinkman's vehicle coming out of the driveway and was unsure if it was going to stop. She began slowing the bus and easing it to the left lane when she felt and heard the impact of the vehicle striking the side of the bus. Kloss said she immediately pulled the bus over and checked to ensure that the students were all okay. Brinkman's vehicle was towed from the scene with a damage to the bus estimated at some $10,000. Charges are pending in that case. And 21-year-old Ryan Joel Anderson has been rearrested on charges related to domestic violence after a misdemeanor charge from a previous arrest was elevated to a felony by the 14th Judicial District Prosecuting Attorney David Etheridge. Anderson was first arrested on June 29th of 2017 when deputies responded to a disturbance on County Road 28. Anderson had allegedly attacked his pregnant girlfriend by punching her in the nose and throwing her down during an altercation, as well as taking her phone from her and throwing it across the room when she tried to call for help. Deputies next arrested Anderson April the 13th when they responded to a second disturbance call at the same address. Again, the girlfriend alleged that Anderson had hit her in the mouth and shoved her around, then took her phone from her when she tried to call for help. He's being held on a $25,000 bond. The Excel Boats plant in Mountain View is set to undergo a $1.9 million expansion and add more than 30 new employees. The announcement was made a day after Tennessee officials disclosed the company would build a $9 million production center that will employ nearly 200 people in the Tennessee community of Ridgely. The company's national sales manager, Dave Reynolds, says the Mountain View plant currently totals 42,000 square feet and employs 75 people. Reynolds says the expansion will add 35,000 square feet of manufacturing space and allow Excel to employ an additional 30 to 35 employees. Well, during yesterday's thunderstorms, a vehicle traveling west on State Highway 178 just east of Grover Township, the fire department in Lakeview was struck by a fallen tree. The tree blocked the highway and pulled down cable television lines. However, the driver, who was reportedly traveling alone, was not injured. Baxter County Office of Emergency Management's Director Jim Silsler says the rain was a contributing factor of the large tree falling, noting that it appeared to be decaying and had taken a large amount of water from the heavy rainfall. The accident is still being investigated by the Arkansas State Police. No other details have been made available, including the identity of that driver. Park interpreter for Bull Shoals White River State Park, Julie Lovett, says that Eagle Awareness Weekend is back at the park, and she invites the public to see if the bald eagle touches their soul. In years gone by, most visitors to the event have spotted bald eagles in the wild. This year's guest speaker will include Tim Ernst, who's a local nature photographer and author, who will premiere his latest book, Arkansas Beauty. Rodney Paul, director of the Raptor Rehab of Central Arkansas and the Dickerson Park Zoo in Springfield, Missouri, will also showcase live mature bald eagles, a golden eagle, and other birds of prey, all within the arm's reach. For more information and a detailed schedule, you can contact the park at arkansasstateparks.com. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We'll take a look at some headline news from around the region. First, this week's closing livestock report from Sammy Klein, brought to you by Quality Feed Grains of Harrison and Bellefonte.
This is Sammy Klein, Federal State Livestock Market News Service. Reporting sales in North Arkansas livestock auction grain force Wednesday, May the 2nd. Cattle receipts 1207. Last week 1497. Year ago 591. Compared to last week, feeder steers and bulls mostly steady to $5 lower, except the better 450 to 500 pound steers $1 higher. Feeder heifers mixed from $4 higher to $5 lower, generally steady to weak. The offering was mostly new crop calves with some being fleshy. Slaughtered cows $2 to $3 lower, slaughtered bulls steady to $1 lower. Feeder steers, medium large ones, 3 to 400 pounds, 194 to 207, 4 to 500 pounds, 175 to 191, 5 to 600 pounds, 158 to 170, 150, 6 to 700 pounds, 147 to 160. Feeder heifers, medium large ones, 3 to 400 pounds, 156 to 178, 4 to 500 pounds, 151 to 162, 5 to 600 pounds, 142 to 157, 6 to 700 pounds, 131 to 144, with some calves at 130. Replacement cows, medium large ones and 2 to 7-year-old, 900 or 50 pounds, second stage, a few at 835 to 975 per head. Some 7 to 10-year-old cows, second and third stage at 55 to 59, or packs at 875 per head. Cow calf pairs, medium large ones and 2 to 7-year-old, 900 to 150 pound cows, 1 to 200 pound calves decided 1250 to 1485 per pair. Some 2 to 300 pound calves decided at 1300 to 1460 per pair. And 7 to 10-year-old cows with 100 to 300 pound calves decided at 950 to 1460 per pair. Slaughtered cows, boners 52 to 57, high dress 57 to 60. Lean 48 to 55, high dress 55 to 60, low dress 39 to 47. Slaughtered bulls, grade 1s and 2s, 1,400 pounds, 77 to 84, high dress 85 to 80.
On any given day here at Main Street Service Center, we might be working on a Ford like on the 4-post lift over my shoulder, or an Infiniti that's back on the back bay, or a Toyota, or a BMW, or right here a Hyundai. You just never know what's going to come into the shop and what their needs might be. But you can rest assured that at Main Street Service Center, whatever you're driving, we can take care of it for you, whether it's oil and filter changes all the way up to engine and transmission replacements. And get this, we've been in business for 29 years, and there's still things that we can't do, and we're not too proud to say it. So if you bring us something and it's over our head or out of our capabilities of expertise or tools, we're not too proud to say it, because we want your vehicle fixed correctly, right, and the first time.
A federal jury has convicted a former Arkansas state senator of fraud involving legislative grants to a small college in Springdale. A co-defendant was also convicted. John Woods was convicted Thursday on 15 of the 17 counts that he faced, while co-defendant Randall Shelton was convicted on 12 of his 15 counts. Federal prosecutors said the men were involved in a kickback scheme involving Escala College. The college's former president pled guilty in the case last month, and former State Representative Micah Neal pled guilty last year. An indictment said that the money involved from the General Improvement Fund was a part of the indictment. The state Supreme Court ruled last year that their method of distributing the money was unconstitutional. Arkansas's governor says he's opposed to raising the state's sales tax on groceries after a legislative panel voted to study the idea as a way to pave the way for further income tax cuts throughout the state. Republican Governor Asa Hutchinson told lawmakers Thursday he opposed to raising the 1.5% sales tax on groceries, which is set to decrease next year to 0.25%. A task force looking in ways to further reduce income taxes voted last week to study proposals to raise the tax and, in conjunction, creating a credit or rebate for moderate and low-income residents to offset the hike. Hutchison had initially stayed out of the debate on the tax increase proposal. Glenn Dola McGinnis, treasurer of the Bono Fire Protection District, has been arrested on suspicion of theft of $25,000 or more. McGinnis' arrest comes just days after the Bono city officials discovered a substantial amount of money missing from the fire department's bank account. They initially contacted the sheriff's office, who began the investigation. The investigation involves records dating back to 2010. Bono Fire's chief, Trent Edwards, discovered several checks that had been written to cash and several others written to Glenn McGinnis. During an interview with investigators, McGinnis admitted that she had been taking money for a number of years. She said she had signed the chief's name and used the money for personal use. She also said that she had made numerous personal purchases at Walmart and Office Max using the fire department's checks. And the case against a man charged with child pornography has been suspended after a mental evaluation determined he was not fit for trial. Circuit Judge Cindy Thayer has approved a not fit to proceed commitment that orders for 33-year-old Justin Hughes Merritt of Jonesboro after receiving the results of a state hospital forensic examination. Jonesboro police arrested Merritt on December 7th of 2017 after he contacted several officers saying he wanted to turn himself in for various crimes. Merritt reportedly told staff he had been having sexual intercourse with very young boys and that he had a collection of child pornography in his computer. Merritt showed police a folder on his computer that held numerous images of nude boys believed to be the ages 8 to 10 engaging in various sexual acts with adult male subjects. Officers then arrested Merritt for possessing child pornography as well as public intoxication. Well, if you have a Twitter account, the company says it's time to change your password. The social media platform recommends the precaution after more than 336 million users' passwords were saved on an internal log without adequate encryption. They say that they have fixed the bug and have no indication of a breach or a misuse by anyone. They say the change of passwords is simply a precautionary measure everyone should take. Before we take a look at the weather forecast as we head into the weekend, here's the way the stock market ended the week. Cloudy skies throughout the Ozarks today. Temperatures didn't get quite as warm as they thought, but still a very nice day temperature-wise. 74 degrees here at our studios this afternoon. Looks like it's going to warm up for the weekend and the first part of next week, and then maybe another round of showers and thunderstorms about the middle part of next week. Tomorrow looks like a gorgeous day. If you've got any plans, tomorrow will be a good day to get outside. Temperatures with mostly sunny skies right around the 80-degree mark, 79 degrees in the afternoon. On Sunday, again, partly cloudy skies and 83 degrees. And we kick off the work week Monday with partly cloudy skies, 75. Tuesday, mostly cloudy, up to 80 degrees. And then on Wednesday, scattered showers and thunderstorms possible in the afternoon. A very warm day, 82 degrees, and about 40% chance you may see a few scattered showers in the afternoon. Shouldn't last very long. The system's not a very big one, and by that time it may have subsided and we may not see any rain at all. So very good weather for the weekend. Get out and take advantage of the Ozarks. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We'll take a look at sports from around the region as TKO 8 News continues.
Plants, plants, and more plants. That's what you'll find at Camp's Plants in Harrison. Perennials, annuals, ferns, hanging baskets, shrubs, roses, decorative trees, and the largest selection of garden vegetables in the area. With different varieties arriving weekly, you're sure to find the perfect plant, shrub, or tree at the best price in the area. Camp's Plants in business for over 33 years in Harrison.
There were 17 events held at the Class 1A state track meet in Mineral Springs this week, with area girls picking up 6 first-place finishes. In the 17 boys events, one of the titles found its way to the area team. The Jasper girls edged out Alpena in the team race. The Lady Pirates finished with 56 points, third place in the event overall, while the Lady Leopards were fourth with a total of 54 points. Omaha's girls were in seventh place with a total of 29 points. Kingston was 20th with 8 points, and Western Grove Warriors were 24th with 5 total points. With just 3 weeks remaining in the 2018 regular season, the number 4 Arkansas Razorbacks head to Baton Rouge, Louisiana this weekend to play an important 3-game series with the LSU Tigers at Alex Box Stadium starting tonight. Arkansas currently sits atop the Southeastern Conference Western Division with a 1-game lead over Ole Miss and a 2-game lead over Texas A&M. A series win over the Tigers would certainly keep the Hogs in the driver's seat for a division crown as the season enters the final month, and it will be also their first series win over LSU if they do it since 2004. Lunas Dude had 3 hits and drove in 4. The Royals pounded 3 homers, and Kansas City beat the Detroit Tigers 10-6 to open the 4-game series with that ball club. Salvador Perez, George Sola, and Alex Gordon each went deep for the Royals. Nick Costellas had a homer for Detroit, which lost Miguel Carlos to a hamstring injury. And the University of Mississippi's fraternity is suspended over hazing violations. School officials suspended the new Upsilon chapter of the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity after investigations uncovered many hazing incidents from that chapter. The Alpha Phi Alpha is the first black Greek letter fraternity founded in America. The chapter at Ole Miss is now officially disbanded until 2021. Ole Miss would not comment on the specifics of the hazing that got Alpha Phi Alpha suspended for that time frame. This marks the second Ole Miss Greek organization suspended this year. Sigma Alpha Epsilon was also suspended over several hazing incidents. Sources are reporting that Jason Witten is retiring after 15 seasons, choosing the offer of the lead analyst for the ESPN network, Monday Night Football, over becoming the longest tenured player in history of the Dallas Cowboys. The 10-time Pro Bowl tight end reportedly informed the Cowboys owner, Jerry Jones, that he would plan to retire next Thursday. Last week, the network's website cited sources that didn't identify any revealing but Witten's plan on the second day of the NFL draft. Just days from turning 36 years of age, Witten walks away a leader in the game's catches and yards receiving for the franchise with 5 Super Bowl wins, but none since the 1995 season. He and Tony Gonzalez are the only tight ends in the NFL history with at least 1,000 catches and 10,000 yards each. What a player. That wraps up our broadcast here for this evening. Thanks for joining us. Join us Monday through Friday at 6:30 and again at 10 p.m. as we continue to bring you local news, weather, sports, and local announcements from around the area on Harrison's broadcast station, TKO Channel 8. Now stay tuned for more